Happy to be joined now by two-time national champion, head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs, Kirby Smart, looking ahead to the world's largest outdoor cocktail party this week against the Florida Gators. But we want to give the opportunity for you to let everybody know how those hot yoga classes were going that Lane was giving you during the off week. Did you take him up on that opportunity?
I have not seized the opportunity. I did get the coupons, but I gave them to some friends. Probably needed them more than I do. So I like to hang with big, chunky guys like myself. But I did not take advantage of them.
But you're amongst friends in the big chunky guy club here with Jeff and I. One thing that you've alluded to quite often this year is about guys being hard to kill, and it's proven itself on the field. Down double digits at Tennessee, down double digits at Auburn, down at home against Ole Miss, and couldn't get a stop for 3 quarters until you allowed 13 yards or whatever it was in the fourth quarter. Like in today's college football landscape, that's not something that we see a lot. Like it takes a really special group to be able to kind of persevere and overcome all that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, man. It's been unique. I like teams better that aren't necessarily hard to kill, that are good at doing the killing. But we hadn't been that team, so we got to kind of live with the identity we have until we can get it fixed. And this group's been resilient as hell. They love each other. They compete. We've played really good situational football. Like when we've been slow on offense, we've been good on defense, and when we vice versa, it's worked well. But you can't live and die that way in this league. You got to get it fixed.
What's the process like in the locker room of making adjustments when you have sort of a start that you don't expect? How do you guys respond to the coaching that I assume you give them the locker room at halftime?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of tell them we've been there before. There's a little bit of a confidence in this role we've had to play, and they get it. They sense it. They feel their backs against the wall. They play off each other. They play off the momentum of the game, play off of making some plays. So they've handled it well. But the locker room at halftime hasn't always been jovial, to say the least. It's been a work in progress.
Speaking of a work in progress, we got a little bit of a glimpse last year of Gunnar Stockton SEC championship game, college football playoff. You could tell back then that the team kind of gravitated towards him and rallied around him the best as they could. What are the biggest areas? And entering the year, we heard that Georgia's going to be just fine at quarterback. Carson Beck's left. Gunner's going to be just fine. Trust us. And sure, that's kind of how it's played out. What's the biggest area that he's really grown from college football playoff to now being a guy squarely in the Heisman mix?
Yeah, I would say the growth has come in his confidence within the system and the players around him. He's made plays with his legs all year. So I mean, from the first game on, he's made plays with his legs. I think he's making better decisions, when to run, when to throw, when to scramble. Keep your eyes downfield. We've really tried to take an approach of our practices developing him. So I'll say, okay, what do you need, Mike? What do you need, Coach Bobo, to get him better? You need 8-drop, need zone, need scrambles, need things to be really complicated in the pocket. Okay, let's make practice that way so that we can get the benefits of this kid, which is good athlete, accurate thrower, smart. Let's grow him. Let's make him better, and he's done that throughout the year to improve.
Coach, talk about your offensive line this year, dealing with a lot of injuries, trying to figure out where to get guys the reps, and now you sort of have maybe those guys coming back. Talk about that group and the resilience they've shown this season.
Yeah, if it weren't for 2 freshmen that got plugged in and had to play, and it was not always pretty at times with them in there, we would be in trouble. And we've had some guys beat up, banged up. We still do, but proud of the group we have, and we've actually, in a weird way, built some depth to where we might have 8 or 9 guys that can roll and play, which, that keeps you fresh, allows you to play more guys, and that's helped us. But without the 2 freshmen playing early, we probably would have struggled, and they've done a good job.
It's interesting. How is it going? At least are the fans down there struggling? Like you've been you're a defensive guy. You've had dominant defenses forever. You've won national championships and SEC titles because of defense. And now you're proving as a program and a team and as a coach that, maybe our defense is struggling at times and our offense can win us this game. But that being said, like the fourth quarter of the Ole Miss game, like do you and Coach Schumann think that might be a little bit of a breakthrough watershed type moment where we do this, we're going to be really hard to beat the rest of the way and really hard to move the ball on.
Yeah, and it's strange because I've been part of defenses that struggled or weren't good in a certain area, and this one's been different because it's hard to pinpoint. You know, we had our most missed tackles in 2 games, the Alabama and the Ole Miss game. So missed tackles are a huge indicator of explosive plays and not getting off the field. So it's like whatever the issue is, it rears its head game to game. Auburn, I would say it was quarterback run in the first half. You know, Ole Miss, it was effectively a 2nd down and 10 problem because we got them to 2nd and long a lot, but we didn't get them to 3rd and long any. And it's like, what's going on? Like, how can you get teams to 2nd and 10? So you won 1 down, but the next thing you know, they're not in 3rd and long. They're in 3rd and short, or they're converting 2nd and 10s to 1st down. So we got to figure out what it is. It's not fun to be a part of, but when they've had to stop people and we've gone out and needed stops, they've been able to do it. We just haven't done it with any consistency. So I feel good about the group we have. I think we got good, talented players. Just haven't been able to play at the level that we have in the past, and that starts with rushing the passer, giving up free access, getting off the field on 3rd down. I mean, it's just been tough, and we haven't had as many 3rd and longs as we're used to.
Coach, you're playing a Florida team this week that you know very well. For those who don't know the rivalry, what's the best way to sum it up?
Ooh, it's a border war. I mean, like, we got a lot of borders, but that's the area that we recruit the most. That's the area that they recruit the most. So, like, the 2 states overlap. They've come to our state, got quite a few players from it. We've gone to their state, got quite a few players from it. That's where the SEC East, let's be honest, was won and lost for years. So the rivalry became who won it propels you to Atlanta. And that's created a really strong dislike of both teams to be part of that game, and it's been a great rivalry.
And this year specifically, we've seen a lot of change in the coaching landscape, a lot unusually high number of coaching changes at this point of the year. Florida, obviously just making a change to move on from Billy Napier, and now they have an interim head coach. Are there dangers with is this like interim head coach bump for your team real? We've seen it at UCLA, a couple other places. Like, how are you able to like drill down to your team? Like, hey, all because they're going through this transition doesn't mean they're any less dangerous. They might even be more dangerous.
Yeah, I think it's the later. I think it's the more dangerous. I think when you have new ideas, new input, maybe a couple changes, it just brings new energy. We're constantly trying to do that here because, everybody's like, oh, it's great, coach, you've been there 10 years. Well, if you get there 10 years and you get complacent or things just become mundane, you got to be careful. You're trying to reinvent yourself every week. And I got a saying from Coach Muschamp was, every week in the SEC is a season, and we're in another season, and every week is a season. And these guys having a new coach, it could provide juice or energy for them. I've told our team repeatedly, we control our own energy. We control how we play in the game. We control the outcome of the game by what we do. Don't let those thoughts dictate the outcome of the game. Just need to know that we're going to get their best, and our job is to deliver our best.
When there's an interim coach, I always find it interesting to ask the coaches and hear them talk about how far back they have to go to watch film. Is there like a certain distance you have to go back years to watch film? Because we were on Silverfield on last week, and he's like, for UAB, I had to go watch like high school film of a coordinator calling plays. Like, how far back you have to go to find the amount of information you need for Florida might do this weekend?
Yeah, I don't think they got to do that. I mean, these guys have all called plays jointly. They're not going to change what they do in a short span. It's hard to change what all you do. You might have a calling tendency or a trade or maybe a gimmick play. I mean, you just never know what somebody might have. But I don't think we're going to be chasing that much history of guys because their history has been there with Coach Napier.
You mentioned in your answer in the conversations that you had with Coach Muschamp about like every week is a different season in the league, and now being around primarily a lot of Big 10, Big 12 fans and schools and teams in my time here at Fox, and obviously 20 somewhat years at ESPN and Game Day and covering a lot of SEC as well. People outside the SEC really don't want to hear it, but it almost is a different sport at times. Like if you look at the month of October alone, there were 12 ranked matchups between conference opponents. 8 of them were SEC games. If you go back, you look at Alabama's schedule, your schedule. Like Alabama had a couple weeks back 6 ranked opponents on their schedule, whether past or future. Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon combined had 4. Like it's something that I think people struggle to realize. Like if you look at the depth of the SEC, 1 to 10, it's better than the Big Ten. But at the same time, it's possible that the Big Ten can have a couple of more elite teams. But the depth of the SEC is just, it's unmatched anywhere.
Yeah, you said it, Chris. I didn't say it. So, it's one of those, the SEC bias is there. Everybody says it and everything. It's just funny to me to hear all the national pundits and the different people from the conferences, and everybody has to defend who they represent, right? So there's all this media bias and the game day bias and the ranking bias. Hey, man, just go ask the NFL. Just go ask the NFL, because their job is to observe talent. Now you can say, well, they can't equate for how good a team is. Just go ask general managers and go ask scouts where they're looking for D linemen, O linemen, where they pick their players from. And it's not that they don't pick them from other conferences. They do. But the line of scrimmage and the game that's played in this league, I just feel like it's different, and that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it.
I'm a Big Ten guy. I have to be now because my school's in the Big Ten. I watch a lot of film. I would agree with you. I'll give you the trench play in the SEC is a little different than everywhere else. That really stands out. The bodies are big there. But Coach, I don't know if you heard this, but Louisville basketball got a commitment from a G League player. He played pro. That's sort of pro. Now he's obviously playing college basketball. If you could have one player that you coach come back to this team this year, is there a player that stands out?
Wow. Uh, yeah, that's hard because
I gave one guess.
you
The
do
group
realize,
asked me this
Bobby.
last night. I gave one guess, and after you give your response, I'm going to say who I said.
Yeah, the problem with that is when I name that person, it offends the person that's currently on our roster. You're like, oh, he don't think I'm good enough. I mean,
All right.
So we'll let Bear be the bad guy. So Bear's the bad guy.
I'll be the
Bear,
bad guy. I said Roquan Smith.
Oh wow. I would not have said Roquan, although I love Roquan and he's good. I would not have said Roquan. I wasn't thinking maybe that far back. I mean, I was thinking along the lines of, okay, what do we need? We really, really need some pass rush. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, how can I get some pass rush? Would it be Travon Walker? Would it be Brock Bowers? It'd be somebody that could impact the game in a way that would be a huge difference maker, and it's hard for one player in football to be that big a difference maker, but we could use a couple of those guys.
Yeah. Roquan was the first guy, and then I said, oh, maybe N'Kobe Dean. He might be another good option as well. So yeah, difference makers are nice.
Yes.
Speaking of making a difference, I know during the off week, you were recently involved Parkinson's and Crohn's disease fundraiser for Coach Rick, and it's on a personal note. That's something that's very close to my heart. My dad has Parkinson's. He's really kind of declined the last couple of years. So anytime I see someone out there, obviously with the impact of like Coach Rick has had on a lot of people's lives, and you and the Bulldog community being involved, that's a great thing. Just talk a little bit about like that event, and if anybody out there wants to be able to contribute and help the cause, how they can do so.
Yeah, incredible event Mark Rick puts on. He gets it sponsored by Chick-fil-A, Dog Nation, the UGA people that follow UGA all support it. But it's a combination effort of Parkinson's and Crohn's disease. His granddaughter has Crohn's, and Coach Rick has Parkinson's. And the research and development here on campus, it's incredible. They're pairing those two things together to try to combat them, and they put on a bowling event every year. It's absolutely incredible. I know you can go through Mark Rick and look into it, and also through AJC post a lot of material for Dog Nation to give back to that. I think they've given over $2 million to research, and it's pretty incredible in 3 years. I know he handed a check out the other night for over $500K. This year, and it'll end up being even higher than that at the end of the event. And it's great for our players to give back and be part of the community, and such a great cause.
It really is. So certainly encourage all of our viewers and listeners to go to the same. Coach, I appreciate you taking some time on a busy rivalry week. Best of luck, best of health to the team and the Dogs the rest of the way, and hopefully we can catch up with you at some point later down the road.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, Chris, Jeff. Thank y'all.
Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.